What up, YouTube? G4Liddy here once again, back with another video for you guys. And today's topic, I'm going to talk to you guys about Black Panther. And is Black Panther overrated? I know some people will say yes, it's overrated. I know a lot of people that loved it, but I know there is this certain selection of people that do say it's overrated. And I just want to talk to the people that do say it's overrated because because I don't get why people are saying that. I mean, I guess if we talking about in the course of movies in general, is it overrated? I can see y'all point there. Like, yes, it's very overrated if we talking movies in general. You know, not superhero genres alone, but you incorporate all genres, dramas, comedies, all of them together in the grand scheme of things. Is it overrated there? Yeah, I can see that. It's overrated. But in terms of MCU, we just talking about the MCU universe. Is it overrated? No, I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is because of these few points. Think about when you think of Marvel, you never think of them having strong villains. That's always been a problem in the Marvel universe. Like, think about it. We had Malekith. We had Dormammu, Ego the Planet, Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy, Whiplash and Iron Man 2. Who else we had? And Red Skull. I know a lot of people. Red Skull, tell me, did you really remember the Red Skull? Do you really care about the Red Skull like that? I know he's an important villain in Captain America, but did you really care about Red Skull like that? Who else did we have? Did you care about the Abomination in the Hulk movies? Did you care about... Y'all remember the whole Mandarin debacle in Iron Man 3 and how awful that shit was? Like, really sit down objectively. Think about these Marvel villains. And and Ultron too. Really objectively think about these villains. These villains were one-dimensional, terrible, and so very forgettable. Like, tell me a Malekith and Ronan quote them right off the top. I want to hear somebody quote Malekith. Somebody quote him for me. Give me a hella quote from Thor Ragnarok. Give me one. I want to hear one. Somebody tell me a quote from any of these villains that I just named. Give me an Abomination quote. You can't. They were forgettable as fuck. You know, and that is something Black Panther gave us. It didn't give us just one great villain. It gave us two. It gave us Eric Killmonger and it gave us Claw. You know, like, people compared Claw to the Joker. That's how good the Claw was. That they said they was comparing him to the Joker. They gave him that level of respect. And when you think about Killmonger and everything he wanted to do, he was one of the villains that was most grounded in realism. You know, he was, aside from Zemo in Civil War, he's a tragic story. You know, he's not even evil. He was just more misguided. A lot of people felt this. A lot of people sympathized with him. He was a tragic case, and all of these things together, aside from him just being cool as fuck too, a lot of people emulated his style and shit too. Aside from him just being one of the coolest villains too, Marvel delivered, giving us memorable villains. And so, with that, these two villains are among the top, with Thanos and with Loki. So when you think of Marvel villains, you gotta put them in the top two. You gotta put Killmonger in the top with Thanos and Loki. Those are the three most memorable villains in the whole MCU. In the entire MCU. So Black Panther gave you a very compelling, great villain. Another thing, moving on to the soundtrack. The soundtrack, it by itself was a great album, winning awards and all of these different awards and things, because when you think of hip-hop, they grabbed TDE and Kendrick fucking Lamar, one of the top rappers in hip-hop. They gave you a whole new TDE Kendrick Lamar album. And I know a lot of people thinking I don't listen to hip hop and I don't listen to rap, and so a lot of you would downplay it, but you got to think about that. In that genre, that's the top of its genre. So the soundtrack alone was doing numbers. It was one of the best soundtracks of the year, and also one of the best soundtracks in the MCU. I can't think of many other MCU movies where the soundtrack away from the movie was its own separate thing, where people was reviewing the album. Tell me who was reviewing the Captain America soundtrack. Tell me who was reviewing the fucking Thor soundtrack, the Hulk soundtrack. Who was reviewing these soundtracks track by track, breaking them down? Nobody was. So like I said, Black Panther gave you one of the best soundtracks to date in the MCU. And another fact, we thinking about cultural impact. Cultural impact. This movie had people coming out dressing up to go see this movie. This movie had people dressing up in African garbs and whatever. People, and even this Halloween following, they said top 3 costumes was Black Panther. Kids wanted to be Black Panther this Halloween. It was among one of the top. Tell me, was people dressing up to go see Iron Man? Was people dressing up to go see all these? They wasn't. The only time you ever see that, where people really dressing up like that, was for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and movies, big old huge franchises like that, people be dressing up for. So the fact that Black Panther was that cultural impact, it had people dressing up. You gotta give it more respect there. Because nobody wasn't dressing up for these other MCU movies. Maybe they might have threw on a superhero tee to go see that, but they wasn't fully going in full costume for any other MCU movie like that. So like I said, cultural impact, it was great. Another reason I want to say that is, I hate to say this, but if you like Lion King, if Lion King is in your top Disney movies, you gotta put Black Panther in your top superhero movies. That shit was all the way fucking similar. Tell me Black Panther wasn't fucking Simba. Tell me T'Chaka was not Mufasa. Tell me Scar and Killmonger wasn't the fucking same. That shit was fucking Lion King. I hate to say it, but that shit was Lion King. So if you ever gave Lion King props, you gotta give Black Panther the same props too, because that shit was Lion King as fuck. You could tell Disney had their influence all in the writing of Black Panther. Disney was involved in that shit. So yeah, like I said, these couple facts I want to bring up because I see people saying that this movie doesn't deserve the accolades that it's getting, and I feel like it does. I feel like whenever a movie breaks down color barriers the way this movie does, the way the sound had the popularity of the soundtrack, and gave you the one of the top 3 villains in the MCU all in one movie, that does mean it's one of the best Marvel movies. When I can understand if it only filled one of these categories. Like, it gave you a great soundtrack, a forgettable villain, and it didn't have no cultural impact, or had a cultural impact, nobody cared about the sound. I can understand if it only filled in one, but it filled in all of those blanks. So in terms of MCU, you would be remiss if you didn't have it at least in your top 5. Top 5. You would be remiss if you did not at least give it that respect. Out of all of the MCU movies, really think about it. Did you give a fuck about Captain America 1? Did you give a fuck about Iron Man 2 with Whiplash? You remember Iron Man fucking 3 with the fucking Mandarin, and how they had the complete disrespect of the Mandarin. Think about it. Really think about it. Think about these MCU movies. Take off your nostalgia goggles and really think about Thor 1. Thor 1 was boring as fuck. Think about Thor 2. Thor 2 was awful. Thor 2 was fucking awful. Really think about these movies. Like I said, you would be remiss if Black Panther wasn't at least in your top 5. Even if it was number 5 on your list, you would be remiss if it wasn't in your top 5. So do I think Black Panther is overrated? In terms of all of movies, yes. In terms of MCU movies and even superhero genre movies, no. It's earned its place. With script and cultural impact, music, everything. It's earned its place. But anyways, I'm about to get out of here. You guys can hit me down in the comments down below. No arguing, no fighting on this topic. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. I'm open to debate. A lot of you, if you don't agree, let's talk. I just want to keep things civil, because I know we can all get passionate about this, but we got to remember all this passion comes from we all love superheroes. We love comic books. We love comic book movies. So I just want us all to respect each other in the comment section. But anyways, G Foley here signing off, and thank you guys for watching.